All right, we're here now with Casey and Larry. They say they're living proof that X-Gay Ministries does not work because, well, that's where they met and fell in love. They've been watching in the green room, and you guys had something to say. They switched around so you guys can come in here. Alan, you got something to say?
Yeah, we're watching in the green room, and we did meet at one of your affiliated ministries, Love in Action, in Memphis, Tennessee, and we're watching you say it's not reparative therapy, and we're watching Dr. Drew say it sounds like, as much like the alcohol addiction programs that you've been through, and you say, no, it's not like that. And I have to sit here and say you are absolutely wrong. We went through a 12-step program. They started with us from beginning to end for 12 steps. It was not just a prayer and you're going to come out of it. It was reparative therapy. So for you to sit here and say it wasn't just gets under our skin because we've lived it from one of your ministries. So how can you sit up here and say something like that?
Well, what I said was that it is very akin to something like Alcoholics Anonymous, where there is a support-based ministry or aspect to that program. As far as reparative therapy, Love in Action isn't a reparative therapy organization. There is a specific group that does reparative therapy. Love in Action isn't one of them. I don't know what your experience is at Love in Action, so I don't want to refute it. But as far as the support and the type of ministry that Exodus tries to provide, it is a ministry support basis for people who are in conflict with their faith and sexuality.
And I would just have to disagree. Living it, being living proof of going through a program like that, for you to sit here and say it's just straight ministry based is absolutely asinine.
Alan, what sent you to the program?
I actually went on my own well-being. I wanted to figure out. I was told Exodus International. I actually saw Alan speak at a 2-day conference and was told that this was the only place that had the answer that could really help me come to grips with my sexuality and who God was. And after living it and being through it, I've come to understand that it's not the answer, that I can be exactly who I am, born the way I was born, have a relationship with God, and still be gay. And go ahead.
No, you please finish.
And I just, I agree that we have to find a way to take these ministries that are doing what you do and telling people that there's no good in them, that they're going to go to hell, that God can't love them, because that's the message I heard there. That's the message I've heard at your conferences. And for you to sit here and say that you can overcome it, but we don't promise change. Well, your billboards do, your conferences do, and when that doesn't happen, where do you leave people? Shame and guilt-ridden, and kids nowadays are killing themselves. And so I just sit here and look at you, and my heart goes out to you. It really does, because I don't understand how you can run this type of ministry and sit up here and say it's not reparative, sit up here and say that it's not, we don't promise to change you, when that is the message that we heard for 6 months of a live-in program that we were in.
Well, you were in a residential program? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Casey, why'd you go?
I actually grew up in a Southern Baptist family. And so growing up, there was always this conflict and always this, I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to live a gay life, and, how if I could have a monogamous relationship with somebody and have a family, which was very important to me. And so when I graduated high school, it was kind of just the next step in my life to figure out. They said they have an answer, so I decided to go because of that.
All right, Alan, any last comments? We have about 20 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, to say that we're out there telling people that they're going to hell is not the case. That wouldn't be anything that we would ever say to anyone. People who don't have a relationship with Christ, that is the point of someone going to heaven.